Cops are just working so hard for us, and they're so honest and so forthcoming.
Hundreds packed a Fargo Elementary School gymnasium tonight to talk crime in the area and what can be done to keep it in check. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us.
As you just heard, while some left with nothing but praise for the Fargo Police Department, others left with more questions than answers. Valley News Team's Bradford Eric was at Roosevelt School tonight and brings us the latest.
Lack of adequate nighttime street lamps, the main crimes, drugs and theft, and people upset that landlords can't be held more accountable to renting to people who may be a risk to others.
Some kind of angry people, some more level-headed people. It's just nice that the police, Fargo mayor, are, making an effort, I guess, getting people together and, saying, we're here, we're trying to do stuff, what do you want us to do?
Dustin Mohagan lives in the North Fargo area and said the meeting went about as well as anyone could have hoped. Despite, I can't answer that. I don't have an answer for you. I don't know how to answer that. Commonly heard phrases from Fargo police in response to many questions tonight.
As far as answers, I don't know. If there are really answers, because stuff like this is always going to happen. But I can't answer it either, I mean, some things are unanswerable, How do you answer the fact that evil exists in the world?
People asked about Ashley Hunter, a man accused of killing 2 people in North Fargo last month, and why, if he had such a long rap sheet, he wasn't locked up and the key thrown away. They asked about Ramon Martinez, the sex offender listed as homeless, and why police couldn't say where he's at more specifically. And most importantly, they want more involvement in their community from the police.
The thing I came away with is one good idea is to put your porch light on all the time.
Others, like Judy Wahlberg, who's lived in the neighborhood for 16 years, say she's just happy the police are there to keep her safe. Police say these types of meetings are to let the people know what they're doing, and in return to find out what changes need to be made. Bradford Eric, Valley News Live.
People also asked about the nature of the relationship between NDSU police and the Fargo PD. There will be a meeting tomorrow morning between Fargo and NDSU police talking about the changes coming from the week's recent North Dakota Supreme Court ruling not allowing campus police to patrol certain areas of the city.
We just got word that authorities are asking for your help in finding a missing adult. Grand Forks police are trying to locate this man, 29-year-old Christopher Kyle Rhodes. Christopher is 29 years old, as I said. He has brown hair, blue eyes, stands 5 feet 7 inches tall, and weighs 275 pounds. He was last seen around 6 yesterday in Grand Forks wearing sweatpants, either gray or black, with a red and black or black backpack. Contact the police department with any information. The phone number 701-787-8000. A fun day at the Red River Valley Fair turned out to be terrifying for a child who was thrown from a ride. Fair officials say this is the first time there's been an injury on one of the rides there. The young boy was sent to the emergency room for x-rays and when we last checked is doing fine. At least 10 injuries have been reported since 2012 on rides that are operated by Murphy Brothers Exposition. Murphy Brothers has been operating the rides in West Fargo since 2009, and they tell us each ride is inspected before it goes up.
When rides go up in the state of North Dakota, they're inspected by the electrical inspectors from the state out of Bismarck. Okay. We have health inspection, fire inspection, and then we also have our own OSHA gentlemen.
We were also told that the rides are inspected every day for any potential problems.
A check of the United flights in and out of Fargo shows no delays tonight. That's great considering that computer problems grounded all United Continental flights today, about 3,500 of them nationwide. This is what passengers expected in LA's International Airport. Long lines stretching outside the terminal. United cites a network connectivity issue now fixed but hasn't elaborated. And this is what it looked like inside Chicago O'Hare's International Airport this morning. Just a mess. Lines and lines of passengers trying to check in and kiosk screens stating they're closed. Planes sat idle coast to coast for nearly 2 hours, but the ground stop order has been lifted and flights are now finally resuming. A credible bomb threat forced the evacuation of the state capitol building in Madison, Wisconsin today. It happened around 4 this afternoon. The legislature was in the middle of debating the biennial budget. The state Senate passed the budget just last night, but still no word on who called in that threat or what the motive could have been.
The North Dakota Petroleum Council is adding its support to lifting the decades-long ban on exporting crude oil. The council's vice president testified before the U.S. House Committee on Agriculture that the state's oil and gas boom has had a positive impact on rural communities.
With lower oil prices, we've actually lost 20,000 direct oil and gas jobs, and 100 drilling rigs are now idle. It would reverse those things. We'd see higher production, rigs coming back online.
U.S. Senators Heidi Heitkamp and John Hoeven of North Dakota have publicly expressed support for lifting the ban on exporting crude oil.
Residents in Thompson, North Dakota can use water freely again. The city's mayor tells us that the water and the sewer restrictions have been lifted. That's after city personnel were able to fix a broken sewer main that a nearby contractor inadvertently broke earlier today. Well, a teen is in critical condition after developing a rare infection from swimming in a Minnesota lake. Minnesota health officials say it happened at Lake Minnewaska in Pope County. That's about 2 hours away from the FM area. The 14-year-old is suffering from severe brain infection caused by an amoeba that's commonly found in fresh water and soil worldwide. Early symptoms of the amoeba infection are similar to bacterial meningitis. You can reduce the risk of infection by wearing a nose clip whenever you're swimming or playing in warm water.
Like germs, some little critters continue to spread and they're getting closer to home. According to the North Dakota Game and Fish Department, zebra mussel larvae have been found in the Red River. The larvae was found at several locations along the river. The North Dakota Game and Fish wants to remind you to use caution when transporting water from the river. For more information, go to our website, valleynewslive.com, and click on the hot button.
A man is in custody tonight after an armed robbery late last night in Thief River Falls. 37-year-old Adrian Staples was arrested. When officers arrived at the scene of the business, they learned a man armed with an edged weapon had taken cash and tobacco products, then ran off. Charges are pending with the Pennington County Attorney's Office.
A Thief River Falls, Minnesota man turned himself into authorities. A warrant was issued for 41-year-old Scott Wayne on charges of criminal vehicular homicide. He's accused of being under the influence of meth after he crashed his vehicle into a car driven by a Warren, Minnesota man who died on the scene.